race as a biological, distinct biological category is hugely problematic. Even the American Anthropological Association has disowned it or disavowed that idea, right? You do know that certain visible physical characteristics are the result of long-term adaptation to environmental conditions like skin pigmentation. And so that does fit a very generalized definition of what we mean by evolution, but that does not mean that races are more or less evolved than each other. All the critical human evolution, your brain power, all that kind of stuff, happened before we spread out across the globe. We're more interested in race as a social construction. We have some arguments for that. I want to give you those. Ethnicity, which may or may not include a sense of racial identity. People evolve and how they self-define. We know that ethnicity is a relative concept. Everybody's got an ethnicity. But if the dominant group in any particular situation gets to define themselves as the only ones that are not. Biological racism, cultural racism, the difference between those things. Ethnocentrism versus cultural relativism, prejudice and discrimination. No difference between those things at the individual and institutional level. Right? So there are all kinds of definitions and concepts that you need to get a handle on. And then we have different theories about racial and ethnic stratification. Primordialist theory is the simplest thing. It just says that we have a natural, innate, unavoidable desire to be with people of our own kind, and then we identify what our own kind is on the basis of race. And that's why you have racial stratification. It's not one that's really been all that popular in sociology. Human ecology or sociobiology might be a little bit more sophisticated versions of that. Know the difference between assimilation and pluralism. Assimilation, pluralism, melting pot kind of thing. Everyone sort of comes into one to make something greater and better. Or the idea of pluralism is that people of different ethnicities and different backgrounds can live in harmony side by side without having to adopt each other's customs. To retain their original sense of ethnicity in an immigrant population like the United States or Canada. The assimilation model is more American ideology. The pluralism model is more Canadian ideology. In reality, both countries use a little bit of both. No difference between structural and cultural assimilation. That whole model from Park, sort of a three-generational cultural assimilation, and structural assimilation, of course, will at least partly depend on the larger population. Right? Cultural assimilation, people can do themselves. They can adopt, the language, the music, the food, whatever. Structural assimilation, when you're getting to the power structures, political, economic, that at least partly depends on the people that are already there, sort of letting you in, fighting the way. The conflict and strat theories, don't worry about trying to remember all these different things, split class, split labor market, all that kind of stuff. Just realize that the conflict and stratification theories are based on some variation of competition for scarce resources, usually economic resources like housing and employment. And a little bit about that so-called unified theory, as I call it. You don't have to memorize that entire chart that goes over 3 pages in the textbook, but we have a nice, really kind of predictable formula taken from the heart of that theory. It says that prejudice and discrimination are much more likely when you have a combination of identifiability and a sense of threat to the dominant population. You certainly see that as a consistent historical pattern. Then we look at certain groups. First, the so-called WASP core, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, WASP, right? We noted that even though historically it was a mishmash of a lot of different places, that the idea Anglo-Saxon comes from Northwest Europe, basically Scandinavia, Germany, Britain minus Ireland, that kind of area, right? And of course, the WASP core establishes the core institutions, including language, and then after that, every other group has to deal with it. The melting pot, American ideology, right? A little bit maybe on the Protestant, so-called Protestant work ethic and mass in favor. There'll be a question on that or not. Bring it in to help answer the question. But the Native Americans historically, and probably be a question on that Ron Bourgeois research, right? The whole idea of transforming a culture by transforming its economic base. That whole thing about introducing Europeans using commodities, natives becoming dependent on them, and that, all the whole sort of domino effect of changing gender relations and all that kind of stuff.